Okay, so the first thing I would highly recommend if you're interested in actually finding fossils in the field is a fossil field guide. This particular one is an Audubon field guide. It's for North American fossils, so the Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Fossils. And the reason I recommend this is because it's small and you can take it with you in the field, which is pretty important if you're going to be out there looking for stuff. It's extremely detailed and has the scientific information for all of the common fossils that you'll come across. They are organized in a scientific manner, and there's also a lot of extra information in here about, there's a glossary, so if you need to learn new terms, some information about collecting and how to handle the things that you've collected once you have, so you can get them home safely. And there's some great colored pictures in here, so you can learn all the different organisms that you're looking for through some nice visual images, and they're organized, like I said, really nicely. So yeah, there's even a little bit of a geologic mapping in here at the beginning. They are black and white, which is a little, I wish these were colored, but it's a reference to some extent. Again, it's a really high scale here that you're not, if you're in a specific region, you'll still want a geologic map of that region. That would be helpful and much more detailed. But overall, still pretty good book and something you'll really want to get your hands on if you are hunting for fossils. Now, anything that goes over the history of life is going to be really helpful if you're fossil collecting, because it helps to know what time period you're looking for, whatever it is, whatever species you're looking for a fossil. You want to know what time period because that will help guide you as to which rock layers you should be looking in. But this book is really awesome, so I just wanted to show you this. You can get some others like it, but this one is just so great. And as you can see, it has all of these amazing pictures, and it's organized really nicely. There's some basic information at the beginning, extinction events, and when certain organisms came on the scene. But what you'll notice is once it gets going, it's organized here by time period. So you kind of can keep just going through the book and saying, okay, in this case, we're in the Ordovician. Here's where the continents were. So really cool visualization, climate information, what was going on at that time, which helps orient your mind. If you really want to learn and not just collect, this is great for both. I mean, you can learn the different fossils, their names, where you can find them, but at the same time, learn about all these different time periods. It's just a great visually and packed with good information for all these different organisms. So yeah, I would highly recommend this. So the book is Prehistoric Life, the definitive visual history of life on Earth. So this would be a really cool one if you can get your hands on that. Now, if you're looking for certain organisms in a specific grouping, say you want to collect marine organisms, bivalves, ammonite, something like that, you might want to just learn about the organisms. Some of them you can't always collect in the field, but you still might want to learn about the history of those times. See, this one is specific to a certain type of organism, and it goes into the details of their evolutionary history and the types of structures that you could find in the field. These, again, are vertebrates, so there are specific rules about vertebrate collecting. So in terms of collecting, you can't collect the vertebrates, but you still might want to learn about them. And this one's pretty cool, just because I like dogs. And last, I'll just throw this one in there. It's just a really great read, again, if you're trying to wrap your head around the evolutionary history of some of the organisms that you might be learning about. And this is called The Inner Fish by Neil Shubin. Really, just a good read. It actually starts off with his adventures in the north, in the cold, where he was looking for a specific fossil, and then goes on and, gives you some good information about how these fossils fit together. So just a good read if you're interested in fossils and the history of life. I'll add that to the rest of these books here. Again, this one, not necessarily, you might get your own specific book on an organism, but whatever you're interested in, you can get specific books on their history, and some of them might have those pictures of the anatomy and morphology that you can look at. This is more of just an entertaining read while also educational. A general prehistoric life or history of life book. Again, something like this is just awesome. There's a couple of other great ones out there, but that would be great to have if you're interested in fossils and the history of life. And if you are interested in collecting, definitely a field guide is essential. So there you have it. With some texts like these, you'll be on your way to learning about the history of all these different organisms and understanding why you can find them where you do and where you can find them, and starting to add some of these invertebrates and other organisms to your fossil collection. Happy fossil hunting.